The Leaving Today podcast, the show about the news, history, and attractions of the Disneyland Resort.
Well, come on, Wendy. Let's go.
But where are we going?
To Neverland.
Neverland.
Hello. Welcome to the Leaving Today podcast, episode number 163. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, this evening, this afternoon, whenever it is. We do very much appreciate it. My name is Mark, one of the co-hosts here. Sitting to the left of me is the game changer self, Jess.
Hello.
Hello. Sitting to the right of me is the trail master of puppets himself, Udi. What's up, dude?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. And sitting to the front of me and to the right is special guest, but friend of the show, family member, Marcus.
Hello.
So, thank you so much for joining us here. If you'd like to support the show, you can. We make it very simple. We have a Patreon on leavingtodaypodcast.com. It's right there. It's either $1, $3, or $5. And you can be part of the family. We also have T-shirts that we have links on our Instagram page and our main leavingtodaypodcast.com page. All right. If this is your first time joining us, we think you'll find the water to be warm. If not, then welcome home. So we are doing this kind of back-to-back. We just released episode number 161 yesterday, and we're recording tonight because some news broke out that we need to talk about, and it's on the heels of our last show, and that is that some brand new churros came out, and Udi needs to discuss them. So he's called an emergency LT.
Yeah, it
Is
hit.
that what we're talking about
And I
tonight?
went, the world is now going to shift on its axis, so we need to address this right now. Everyone prepare. The new churros out.
Yes, he has an exhaustive. He's going to go into an exhaustive list of all the new churros.
Yeah, I built a brand new soapbox to opine on the whole thing.
No.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
So, it must be we're here because the world is switching over to throwing over California. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that one too.
Okay.
And Tomorrowland, they're finally going to do something with it.
Yeah. No. Well, actually, two of those three things were true. Soaring over California will return momentarily this week. If not sooner, maybe it is now as we speak. And no, we're not talking about churros. But we are talking about a big fundamental shift in the Disney Corporation that just sort of came out overnight, at least to our ears overnight. That happened Sunday, and here we are on Wednesday. And everyone again is talking about it, and we thought we'd do it LTP style. Mm-hmm. So we don't normally get together again like this fast, but for things like this, we have to. And Marcus wanted to come on, and Marcus is always available. He doesn't even have to ask.
Yep.
He just shows up.
He's always available, or he's always welcome?
Oh, well.
No, I'm always available.
He's always available.
I got nothing going on.
No, he's busy. He's got things going on.
I'm waiting for the one time, like, hey, you guys recording? Like, do you see us go live in like a little half an hour, 35 minutes here?
Yeah.
You guys here? Oh yeah, come on in.
Yeah. Before we unpack that, I just want to say that I do listen to a lot of podcasts, and I don't know of any other podcasts. And I'm pat myself on the back here that
Pat away, my friend.
Just welcomes guests in with open arms. Whenever people want, you guys can come on in and talk. We love talking about the parks. We love all the stuff. Yep. And I'm glad that we have this relationship that Marcus can just, hey, I want to come in and talk. And I'm glad we have that platform for you, brother.
I am glad, too, because I've got a lot of things to say. And usually with most podcasts, I just get to yell at my radio. So
like you're yelling at me earlier, apparently.
Now I get to yell at you.
You get to yell. And dude, I love that. Because I do that, too. There's sometimes I want to come on to other podcasts, but it seems like they're just... I don't know them, anyone else really, and they just don't invite people in, right?
Yeah.
But that isn't. I've never wanted to be that way. I wanted to just hey, let's get this community going, and what?
The only other thing that I've noticed is that they will only invite other podcasters. Like they don't really bring in fans. Not that often. I haven't really heard it. Like either you have a significant position, whatever you're talking about, whatever the field may be, whether it be like we talk about Disney, or it's another podcast. Not like, hey, you listen to our show, come hang out.
Right.
That's fair.
Yep. So no, I do like it, and the fact that we've gotten to know Marcus is amazing. I mean, we've gotten to know so many great people, and so yeah.
Yes, and the hits just keep coming. We had a live show, and we got treated to something I didn't think we'd ever get to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that end of the month, I guess, and the next month, anyways.
Yep.
Okay, so the news did come that Bob Chapek is out. No, he has been with the Disney Corporation for a couple of decades. Only recently, last few years, he has taken over as CEO. He's ousted, and Bob Iger is back in temporarily for at least 2 years. They say it's 2 years. We'll see. He has a way of sticking around, but 2 years minimum until he can find a successor, if that's possible. All right.
I'm on my way.
Okay, so I'm going to just sit back a little bit, and I'm going to let the winds take us where we go. Who wants to start this off? Usually,
Nope.
okay,
Nope.
Okay.
Mama's not starting.
then, okay,
I
okay,
said Mama's not starting.
okay, well, Marcus, you want to start?
No, I don't want to start.
Okay,
All right,
I was going to
Rudy.
see where the winds blow and go along with it.
okay, so
I want to have the popular opinion.
Okay. Here
Okay,
we go.
well, you know what? Hold on for a second. I did put a poll on.
Do you want to? Oh, you want to? Okay, go there. Okay, we'll begin there, and then I will be more than happy to begin. I, who never wants to talk to anybody and is afraid of conversation.
Oh, so scary.
We had 35. So the question was this a good idea? We had 35 votes that said yes, it was. We had 6 that said too early to tell.
Okay.
We had 7 that just want to have churros. I threw that in.
Epic. Those 7 win.
And,
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and only 1 no. This is
Only
not-
1 no?
Only 1 no. That this is not a good
I wonder
idea.
who that was.
Yeah, I wonder who. So,
And I actually want to change my vote.
Okay.
I voted on there, but I'll talk about it.
okay. So,
You don't want the churros?
I want churros.
Okay.
Yeah.
do
I
you
got
want to know? Do you want to start like why we are here in this time? What has led to this?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm like trying to figure out where to start.
Okay. Well, I will.
Wait, okay. Initial reaction. Okay, what is your initial reaction when you first heard when you first let
When
us
I
know?
found out, super frozen excited.
Super frozen excited
Super frozen excited.
because
I don't know. It was
I don't know.
It was just in here.
okay.
It wasn't. It was just gut reaction.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
Marcus?
I was immediately excited too because there's been a lot of things the last few years that I'm not happy with, and I thought we need a change, and this is a change. But that was an initial gut reaction before I started really thinking more about it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Good answer. Udi?
Holy Frozen, it's over.
Okay.
That was my thought.
It's over. Like the park is over.
Like Disney is on its way out. Like done.
Oh, I think it's been that way for a while,
No,
though.
I know, but my initial was like, Holy Frozen, it's over. Start writing your poems and your odes to what Disney was, and start getting ready for it.
Yeah.
That was your initial.
Yep.
Okay.
It hasn't changed yet either.
Oh, well, okay. For me, it was, holy cow, this kind of stuff doesn't happen very often. So I was trying to figure out the weight of all this, what it means, what they're trying to get out of it, and to see where we are. Give us, 6 to 9 months, which is where I thought we should have waited anyways a little bit. But that was my initial thought, and just kind of wondering how is this going to trickle down to everywhere else. That was my initial thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Very, very middle of the road. As per usual, Mark. Like, wait and see, very contemplative and not hyper emotional.
Correct.
Yeah. So, to give a quick summary, Chapek took over a couple years ago, right at the beginning of the pandemic. So he already got handed a very difficult
Situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah.
So I have made the case on the show on a number of occasions that this is the devil that we need. Being that he is more fiscally, conservative, wants to look at those things, is worried about, and playing that balancing game between, we need to make money, but we also need to have a quality product. Playing that balancing game is a very difficult thing to do at the top. So. With the fact that they were coming out, we were in COVID, how do you handle that? You got to tighten the belt all the way across. I think everybody did that in their own life. I'm like, okay, makes sense that this guy's going to be there, and maybe it's serendipitous. But so coming out of it, then we began to come out of the fog of COVID, and some people still are firmly in that, but the vast majority of us are now out. So what do you do now? And there has been plenty of things that have happened since COVID, coming out of COVID and reopening of the parks to the corporation as a whole. Okay, a litany of a lot of things. A lot of people not happy with Disney. A lot of people not happy with Disney for a myriad of reasons. Okay, I'll do a brief touchstone on them real quick. We'll go with Florida. What happened in Florida? Okay. With the confrontation they had with the government there, with the bill, and then them sticking their noses into that created bad sentiment. Not only that, there's been plenty of people just in general talking about the IPs. Star Wars, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Where are we at? Marvel, Disney as a whole, what we're doing. And then you flex that on over to the parks and what's been going on in the parks. And we've talked about that.
Well, speaking of IP, they still have to somehow pay for Fox, don't they?
Yep.
Okay.
So all these things are happening, right? So you got to realize that Fox coming in, who did that?
I think Iger did that.
That was Iger.
Yeah.
Chapek didn't do anything like that.
No.
Okay. So you think about all the who started Galaxy's Edge? Iger. Okay. So your vast majority of the complaints that a lot of people have had on the park. And who runs the park and runs the IPs? Who brought them in?
Him.
Iger. So to me, this is where, and I might as well just go into it. Okay. So this is why I'm like, oh no, we can't bring Iger back in, because everybody has the romanticized version of Bob Iger, and not saying that he doesn't deserve accolades, because he did amazing things for the company.
He did.
How long was he in? 10 years?
Oh, I think it was over 2 decades.
Yeah, it was more like 20. So. You think about his first coming into the company, right? Think about all the advancement he had, all the great things that did. You're like, holy crap, this guy's like moving the company. And he really helped flourish and bring that company as a multimedia, vast conglomerate, huge animal that it is, right? A lot of that was Iger. But that was also at the beginning of his career. You now look back at the tail end of his career, and you can start thinking, did he really need to spend $4 billion on Star Wars?
Are you mad that he did?
No, not at all. Mad isn't the right word. I question it. I look at it like with Fox. What was that?
Well, it's Disney trying to own everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. And who was that? That's Iger.
That's Iger.
So that's my point. A lot of the complaints that people have had about the park and the company as a whole wasn't Chapek. Chapek was in there for 2 years. You think Chapek had anything to do with it? They're throwing the lion's share at him.
He has been part of Disney for 20 years.
Exactly, but he was not the top dog.
No, he wasn't.
No.
He answered to his chief, Iger.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's my whole point. So a lot of people not saying that Iger is bad. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Iger, it's going to depend on what version of Iger we get. So initially, I automatically went like, well, what did Chapek get handed? Like, here we go. Here's a company. Here's a company we've been running for 2 decades. I have been. Here you go. COVID hits. Obviously, that's going to affect everything. But I remove COVID out of the equation, and then what do you got? That's what I looked at. So you can remove COVID quite easily and go like, okay, there. So a lot of the main complaints that I've had about IPs and things like that, that isn't Chapek. That's Iger. All the things that we've been getting, like just now coming down the pike, that are people are really critical about in Marvel, in Star Wars,
All greenlit by
all that
Iger.
thing, all greenlit by Iger, not Chapek.
Right.
So Chapek got basically like, okay, Chapek would have had to work another couple years to fully pull the Iger out, and then we could have really looked like this is what Chapek did. So that is my point, is like, no, because the last 10 years of Iger was not good. It was not, okay, maybe that's not the right way to put it. Was it, oh my God, great? No. Was it average at best? Maybe. So that's why everybody's like, oh yeah, Iger because of Chapek. No. You guys are throwing the blame and shade at Chapek.
But
when all,
Go ahead.
But the last 10 years, I mean, he opened up a theme park. He opened up Shanghai,
okay.
which is pretty phenomenal.
But you can
he
also...
acquired Lucasfilm.
Okay, no, I'm not arguing that. But here's my point. Like I said, looking back at it, looking at all the problems that are now occurring, is that whose fault is that? Like I said,
Oh, no,
that's
I'm not disagreeing with you. I know that he probably overspent for a lot of the stuff, and we are...
by billions.
Yeah, and that bill's come due right now.
And here we are.
And here we are. But, okay. Marcus, you want to say something? Or Jess?
I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
It'll come back.
Well, that's my thoughts are along the same lines. I think Chapek was handed several ticking time
Yep.
bombs. I think a lot of those time bombs went off, and he took the heat for it. And I think a lot of what he would like to have changed, he didn't have the option to. All he could do was let things fail and then have the justification to start making the changes he wanted. And unfortunately, he didn't have the time to do that. I think Iger now is in a no-lose situation, because now if things turn around and go great, then he gets all the praise in the world. If things continue to go the direction they've been going or worse, he gets to say, well, because Chapek came in and screwed it all. He gets to point at Chapek. He gets to point at the pandemic. He gets to point at the economy.
Yes.
All these things that he can. He's a politician.
I was going to say that. Yeah, exactly right. He's already going to be a great politician. He's already has that part down.
Yeah.
Things are
Well,
going-
and people love him because he's charismatic and,
Right.
and good looking, and
Yeah.
he looks like what you want in a CEO.
He does. Yes. So your thought has changed now a little bit since Sunday.
Yeah. My initial reaction was happiness, but that was short lived.
Yep.
And it just happened to be right when you put your poll out. So,
Okay.
but I'm not entirely. I'm still remaining optimistic, and I'm not entirely opposed. I'm in a wait and see position now.
Yeah.
I don't agree with you.
Okay, I know.
Okay,
I
well,
know
go-
that, but fire away.
Okay, this is great. What points don't you agree with Udi on this?
Well, you don't have your popcorn, so
Oh, well, okay. Sorry.
Nola, go make popcorn. No, when I'm hearing you talk, Udi, you're saying, like, the things that have gone wrong with Marvel, Fox being bought, the money being spent on Galaxy's Edge, and you've said a couple other things, but the only one thing you mentioned about what he did wrong or overpaid is Galaxy's Edge. That's the only thing you've mentioned about the park.
okay.
You haven't said anything that Chapek has done wrong with the park itself. And I think that's where a lot of these people, you look at these TikTokers and you look at a lot of these Disney adults, we're not focused on the movies. We're not focused on like that side of the spectrum.
Right.
We're focused on what he's done with Magic Key. And I know that reservations were for COVID, but he says reservations are working so well, and that's why they're staying. Are they working?
No.
No. Genie Plus or whatever the heck
Yep.
it's called, Lightning Lane. You look at all these other things, and that's where my excitement for him coming back, for Iger coming back, is because in hopes that he's going to get rid of all this crap that we don't need. yes, Disney is hurting for money, and that might be because they're not hurting, but it's
Oh, no,
going
they're-
that direction.
They're hurting. They lost $1 billion on Disney Plus alone.
Yeah.
And who started that?
No, I understand that,
Okay.
but that's again not the park side,
Okay.
and that's where I'm into coming as from a cast member.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, it's all whole, but my main focus I'm honed in on is how he's going to fix what Chapek did to my park. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
No,
absolutely
it
makes-
does.
yeah,
It does.
yes.
And I don't disagree with you, but my only counter to that is going to be the economic situation is not going to change. Okay.
No, it's not. But do we have to charge people $20 a person to skip a line to ride to ride Rise of the
Okay.
Resistance?
Here, let's be real. Okay. Iger was more ideologically driven. No way around it.
Can you define that word, please?
Ideologically.
Yeah.
So the concern was more about a message that he wanted to send rather than money. Now you can argue that one way or the other. I mean, you can argue that good or bad, depending on where you land. I mean, that is a total philosophical point of view. Like for me, I'm going to look at look, if I'm going to invest and spend time, I'm here to make money. I'm very I go to work every day. I'm not there to be like, hey, you know what? Let's foster a culture of this or that or the other. I don't care. What are we going out in the world? I don't care.
No, we're going to work to make money.
Exactly.
But how far can you go to where you're not going to make money because people aren't going to be able to afford it?
Well, okay, but
Or because you're not offering a quality product.
again,
All of their
no,
merch.
people aren't
I don't
interested.
buy merch from them anymore. I mean, granted, I'll buy those cups, but
Yep.
who really made those cups?
yeah, no,
Starbucks.
yeah, no. Again, so but see, all you're pointing at is you're throwing all these things at Chapek. Chapek didn't do that.
He didn't raise the prices.
No,
On
no,
I'm
no.
sorry, he didn't cut back on the quality or the designs or even the lack thereof merchandise. The
What,
what's
what
the
he
word I'm
did,
looking for?
what he did is that he actually put a layer in between what comes out and the creatives. You know what that layer was?
Mm-hmm.
Merch people. And you want to know why? Because merch people know what sells. He created that extra layer and people got pissed off at him for that. So your argument is like, well, the merch went down. No, he actually put people in there to put a focus on merch.
Okay,
It
so
has
then
been
can
crap.
I blame him for putting those people in charge?
Yeah, well, I mean, that-
you are
that could be-
blaming Iger for
that
putting
could
certain
be,
people in
that
charge.
could be fair. That could be a fair. That's a fair critique. I'm not gonna. I can't say it. But the thing is, the rationale behind the mentality was because merch will drive, park will drive,
Absolutely.
sales will drive, movies, all those things. You look at everything. I will go to George Lucas. Okay, that man.
Who's that?
Don't make me reach across this table.
What does he know about selling merch?
Yeah, exactly. He made his money on merch. That dude looked at it and said, like, oh, no one wants a licensing agreement? I will defer and take the licensing. And then he went through and made billions off of that, okay? So the idea of being driven by merchandise, a lot of people, it pissed a lot of people off in the company and fans because they thought it would interfere with the creatives and blah, blah, blah. I actually had this discussion with my brother because my brother's a creative. He's a tattoo artist. He's always thinking about the art side of it and then getting the art out there and making sure people can see it. So I talked to him about it, and he's like, well, that's kind of lame. Like, because in his mind, being an artist, it's the art. The financial end of it is we need to make money. So to me, those are moves that Bob Chapek was making that would not have seen fruition for another year or two. That's what I'm saying. This right here by the board was nothing but a knee-jerk reaction to a bad earnings call. And a bad earnings call for a while. They did not look at the things like, and I have to believe there's other things, other political gamesmanship
I
in
don't
there.
think it was strictly financial because if it was, they wouldn't have done it in the way that they did. They humiliated him.
Yep.
And that wasn't strictly financial.
No.
No, there's-
They were sending a message.
Yep. And so to me, when you look at that, you're like, okay, what was Bob Chapek trying to do? When you look at his moves, what was he trying to accomplish? Now, agree or disagree with what his moves were, that's fine. But what was he trying to accomplish?
I think he was just trying to make money.
Yeah.
But
You're
that's
right.
not what Disney's
No.
about.
Hold on, though. No. But here's the thing, though. He realized that the money was the only way. Okay, Disney had been hurting. He picked up a thing
Yeah.
that got lopped off at the ankles and said, "Here, rebuild it and make it run." Okay, so this is going to hurt. It's going to suck. We're going to do our best to make it through. But the guy, when you look at the pieces that he was putting into place, it was to make money and to regain. All the creatives in the world, it is a great thing to have that ability. I have plenty of creative people in my life, and when I look at their art, I am astounded at how beautiful and gorgeous it is. But also recognizing that if you cannot make money, those creatives have nowhere to go. So it is a fine line between creative and money, fiscally responsible, and then being more creative and more loose with that. It's always that balancing act. I've seen it over and over and over again from a bunch of different people that I know. So that's where it was. He was trying to put it into a plane, like, right now we're going to hurt. Next year we're going to hurt. This next year we're going to hurt. They re-upped him not that long ago for another 3 years. So to me, I'm like, what really happened there for them to, one bad earnings call? One bad earnings call that, again, looking at Disney Plus, big thing, $1 billion gone. Again, Chapek's fingerprints, where are his fingerprints in that? They're not. They're not there. Maybe Mandalorian, maybe, but even then. So that's my point. So Bob Iger, I see your point about Bob Iger, and for the park, maybe he will restore some of the things that are in the park, but I don't think the company as a whole is going to be in good hands. I think Bob Iger had his day in the sun, and he's like that old guy who should have retired, but
like Joe Biden?
No, okay, here we go. Like somebody who's old and not necessarily like, out of it, but their ideas that they had, like they come into a new, like I have all these ideas, like we talk about them all the time. Like if I was there, here's my thought, here's what I would do. You only have, for the vast majority of the CEOs and huge corporations, you have a shelf life. There's only so much of those ideas that you can go through. And the exceptional ones will stretch it out for maybe 10 years. He was there for 20, okay? So I don't think he has any new ideas. What the company needs now is a new idea, because what was going on before, when he was going out the door, was already starting to fade. COVID hit, and that was like, poof, already. And then Bob Chapek came in and started changing things, and people got pissed off at him. The other thing he did, what is the other thing? He did a couple of things. He fired the TV executive, the president of TV. It's like, you guys aren't making our money, you're fired.
You mean Peter Rice?
Yeah, Peter Rice.
Yeah, that isn't, but that was more of a political issue with his wokeness, right?
Well,
that guy.
And there's that argument.
Yeah.
So because he looked at that and went like, you're not making us money. If you're going to be more message driven in your programming, okay. But if that's all you're doing, are you really going to make money? And I think the evidence is pretty clear. No. You can like that content all you want, okay, but is it making money? I think, again, 1 billion lost in Disney Plus. I mean, no, it's not. Movie ticket sales going down? No. We can all argue. Marvel. Okay, Jess, tell me, what was the last good movie, a Disney movie you saw in the theater?
I don't know. I don't go to the movies. That's an unfair question.
Okay, so what was the last Disney movie that you said, oh, I would actually maybe go see it in the theater?
I know what it was for me, but that I actually saw in the theater. It was Jungle Cruise. I think.
Oh, I said I would have gone with you guys to that.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Last summer? Maybe
I don't
18
go
months
to the
ago?
movies, though.
Okay, and then before that?
I saw
Well,
The Lion King.
The whole Disney
Go ahead.
Plus, that business model, I think needs to change. I have so many questions about that thing. Where are the ads?
So they're coming now in December.
Okay, so why couldn't they have waited for those things to get turned on? Right.
Ads. What do you mean?
Have you not gotten your email? They're
don't-
changing all their plans.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
are they going up or something?
Yep, they're
Oh,
going.
it's going to be like Hulu. You can get them without the ads. So you're going to have ads during movies?
Yeah.
Or ads, like commercials, like before and after a show or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so that's a revenue stream for that, and I also don't understand why these major movies are coming to Disney Plus. That's a problem for me. Yeah, that.
You want to know why?
Why?
Disney Plus has been hurting from the word go. Okay, it opened with The Mandalorian. Gangbusters. Okay? Everybody's loving it. Jess became a Star Wars fan because of it.
Yes.
Don't say you're not, because you are.
Yeah, but I haven't even watched the second season.
I know you haven't, and you're missing out because, oh my God.
The second season's good. You,
That-
can,
oh my
you can skip the.
That's the
Book
one
of
with
Boba
Baby
Fett.
Yoda, right?
Oh yeah,
God,
baby.
You two reach across the table.
Yeah.
Yes, but, okay, so we got that, right? And then subsequently, what happened?
Bad programming. After that.
What?
Programming.
Yeah.
What do you got? All they've done is they brought up their catalog, which is fine. Okay? Bring up an old catalog. There's nothing wrong with that, bringing up a new catalog or an old catalog. We all have our favorites. I mean, I was watching, Encanto. No, I'm kidding. I wasn't watching. Coco.
Coco.
Crap.
Coco the other day, Entangled last week. Perfect off their catalog, their old catalog. New stuff?
What do you mean, new stuff that they're adding? Or
No.
that
I'm
they're
saying,
creating?
on for Disney Plus specifically. What was the last thing they put on Disney Plus? Panda, Red Panda.
Turning red.
Or Turning Red, thank you, with the Red Panda. That was
Jess's favorite show.
yeah. You see,
I
so,
loved that one.
I know. So you're looking.
They should
you're-
make an attraction out of that.
They should. And it could be, you know what they do is they take Splash Mountain.
Oh no! Here we
Oh no!
They
no.
turn Splash Mountain into Turning Red.
No, get
Yeah,
out of
and
here!
then the
Get out
last
of here!
waterfall's just a giant.
Get out of here!
Yo.
Yeah, you know?
Okay.
Hey, you started it.
I did.
Anyway, so again, that's my point. So the reason why is because they needed to somehow subsidize that failing business model.
Right.
And who brought that in?
Iger initially.
Yeah, initially. So again, all these things are been like Marcus said, there were landmines and ticking time bombs set up that have now been going off. And so for me, I'm like, so it's like the guy who goes around like the Hamburglar or whatever, like give me a random old reference of a guy setting bombs and just going and then going and just having going tick, tick, tick. And then he goes running out the door.
The Hamburglar did that?
Yeah, the Hamburglar. Maybe, no, he just stole stuff.
I'm thinking of when you say that, I'm thinking of, you remember
McDonald's.
that Spy vs. Spy? And
Oh, yeah, there we go. That would be better.
Yeah.
SNL. No, not SNL.
Yeah, the
Mad-
Mad.
TV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
Matt.
Hamburger was just a
He was a thief.
kleptomaniac.
Yeah, he just wanted to steal the fries and the hamburgers. But anyway, but he literally ran in and said all these things and said, okay, I'm out. Because at that point, he was out.
Right.
He got his money. I'm out. The company fails from here on out. What do I
Iger said
care?
that?
Yeah, what do I care? So that's why then it goes, and then these start exploding. It's like, okay. And then I'm going to come back. I'm more curious now, to be real, is like, why did he come back?
Well, the
Why
board,
him?
The board asked him.
Well, I get
It wasn't.
but,
He was
but
like,
why would he come back? Why would he say yes?
probably because he.
Money?
No, he's not getting. He's getting $1 million.
I'll take $1 million.
That is
Hello.
that is a pittance to what that guy makes or
But
made.
what is he making now? What was he doing after this? Like after
He wasn't doing anything. But
I'll
but
take $1 million.
but, I mean,
Selling feet videos on.
yeah, no, I mean he had hundreds of millions of dollars
Selling
in
sweatshirts
stocks and
online?
yeah, I mean that guy's not hurting, but
No.
you know, it kind of came as a shock to me with Chapek getting let go. In the back of my mind, I still thought it was a little too early for him. I would have said mid-year next year would have been interesting to see how we would have done. I still think next year, and I've been saying this since last year, that this year is going to be a very big transition year for Disney. We got to get through it. But what seemed obvious to me in his tenure, Chapek's that is that he did not quite grasp the importance these parks have on people. Jess is talking about the
Very
guest,
good criticism.
the guest experience, where, you know, when I go to the park and I have a good time, I want to buy merchandise. I want to buy a poster, an attraction poster, so I can hang it up and go and think about things. Oh yeah, that's right. There's that attraction, or that mug I got with Udi and Jess, and that was a really good day. Or
We spent a lot of money on a drink and got an expensive mug.
yeah,
You know, things like that.
yeah, things like that. So I can relive that. If I'm having a bad time at the park, I don't want to remember any of that crap. He didn't understand that. He has this technique where he has this false scarcity crap, and he was doing it back in the early 90s
With the VHS.
with the VHS. Yeah, that is a Chapek thing.
Yeah.
Oh, limited time only Pinocchio. You can get it for these 2 weeks. Other than that, we're
Back in
gonna
the
put it
Disney Vault.
back in the vault.
Yep.
And we saw this last week with this nonsense with the magic keys. Oh, limited time only magic keys. Oh, great. And I told you it was not altruistic with this. Even then, we were talking about this is some BS, and he's like disrespecting the fan base with this. And when and I've been saying this for years and years, treat the Disneyland guests with respect. They are loyal to a fault, but if you screw around with them, which is what they've been doing, things are going to happen. And this is going to fall under the things are going to happen category. So he did not grasp. And the other thing is, stop treating the two U.S. parks like they're identical, because they're in the same family, but you and your brother, and they're in the same family, but you guys aren't alike. You cannot treat Disneyland the same way as with Disney World. And this is why magic bands are failing. Those are a joke, a complete joke. No one's buying those things.
Magic bands?
Yeah.
I'm going to get one.
Jess is going to buy one.
Some people are buying those.
Okay.
I'm going to get one because I want to try it.
Okay,
Okay.
fair enough. And I think what Laura
Solely for the
is going to
podcast.
buy one. I think when she goes, and
Mm-hmm.
she says she's going to come on the show finally, so she needs to come on the show and talk about it. But I don't think those. I would say it's fair to say that was been a disappointment so far from
Yeah.
what they expected.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't do as much as it does in Florida.
Correct.
Right, and we're not meant to be that way.
No,
No.
we're not.
And so they're looking at us in the same lens, and we're not. So he, I think, completely dropped the ball on how important these parks are to us.
Yep. No. Okay. I've made the argument over and over and over again that he was going to mess up, and he was going to do. And last episode, I came out and like, this is a huge f up by them, huge by them with the magic key, massive. This was
Sure.
a big slap in the face. I think I said what a slap in the face when next was flick to the nose of like, no. So that looking at it, that could have been the coup de grace. That could have been the coup de grace.
It could have been.
It could have been the one like, dude, this is what you're going to roll out with. And how many? I'm curious. We talked about it last episode about how many people were mad, including you and me, Mark. And then, well, she's in the special category of like, I've got one.
Hi, very special.
Yeah.
Marcus, do you have one?
No, I
No.
don't.
But you were threatening to get one, right? At one
He was
point.
holding over everybody's head like, yeah, I will get one. Right?
Yeah, I was considering it, but no.
What?
Yeah, okay, with that offering, when that came out, what did you think?
I actually didn't even hear about it until after it was already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not that it would have mattered.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing is it's all kind of out of my league right now anyway. It's like
Why is it out of your league?
Just the whole
Money-wise,
the
right?
whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and again, these are the fair and honest criticism of Bob Chapek. They are fair critiques to have on him about those kind of things.
Sure.
Well, I think the worst part about it is that they just overcomplicated everything. It's become so. Everything is so complicated. If you take your average park-going family, not the people that do podcasts and live near the parks and go all the time. That's a special category. But you take your average park-going family that are flying out from Wisconsin. And they don't know about, they get here and they don't know that they have to have a reservation. They don't know what, they pay for the what's the pass that, and then
The Genie Plus.
and then find out you got to pay extra if you want to ride the good rides and all this stuff. And it's all, I know.
It's not fair.
But that's that concept of this false scarcity. Like, oh, I have to get. If I don't have a Genie Plus or Lightning Lane, I'm just not going to have a good day at the park. And you can walk on a standby on any attraction, and those CMs are telling people, hey, hold up that line and let these other guys come in first.
Right.
That's nonsense to me.
Right.
Yep.
And they're creating all this panic where you don't need
No, I
it.
agree.
That's Six Flags nonsense.
Yeah,
exactly right.
Exactly. No, and again, these are the honest critiques of
Chapek.
Chapek. All of that we're saying, and to Jess's point, she's right about that. She's not wrong in her opinion about that, and why. I mean, I get why she is like, okay, I want to see Iger back, and I'm happy. I get that because of her point of view. You know, I truly, I'm going more of a 10,000 foot
Yeah.
as opposed
Well,
to
looking at more at the company as a
correct,
whole.
as opposed to Jess, who's going very micro about it instead of macro like I am. So I get your point, Jess, and you know what? You may not be wrong with that.
No, she's not wrong.
And you may, and for that reason alone, and only that reason alone, Iger may not be a bad thing, but I don't think he will do it. I just don't think he will do that. And the reason why I don't think he will do it is because I don't think the money is there for him to do it. I think that problem didn't magically go away with Chapek being fired. That is an issue that is there.
What issue is that?
Money.
Sure.
Not,
Okay, I understand.
And so that is all it's going to be. So there's a part of me that hopes.
What are they buying, multi-billion-dollar cruise ships for?
Trying to. Okay,
That's a Chapek thing.
that is a Chapek thing. And you want to know why he was doing that? Because he looked at it as an investment to make the company bigger. That was his Fox. That was his Lucasfilm. That was him trying to get these big segments and create another thing. That was him trying to grow the company even bigger. To me, Disney is too big. Flat out. If Iger comes in there and goes, Fox is for sale, I'll be like, okay, here we go. Our cruise lines or like Ailani or whatever, we're gonna sort those and get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, like how much is the Simpsons worth?
Not that much.
Really?
No, I mean, well, not that much to hold on to. Is my
Oh,
point.
Sell it to Universal or
Exactly.
Comcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're no presence in the park. They're no presence anywhere.
They better not.
No,
he's
they're
right.
not.
They had better not be either.
No, and they better not be, and they won't be, because I think if I see Bart anywhere in that park, I don't even know what I'd do. I'd lose my ever loving mind.
I probably wouldn't go.
I think I'd be done. No joke. Like no, there are certain things that, so if Iger comes and says they're gone, and like does that, I'm like, okay, then that would tell me that he's serious about saving the core, and then he can develop that and make money to bring back.
I'm
What
sorry
Jess
that
wants.
you're stuck on the floor.
It's all
I
right.
feel bad. I know.
Sorry, my old joints are creaking.
But anyway, so I don't know. I don't see him doing it. I think everybody's exuberance for Iger, I think, is a knee-jerk excitement, and they're not looking at the bigger picture that I don't think he's a savior. I don't think he's going to turn around and come in and go like, oh, no.
I don't think he's going to make any big. I think that's why they picked him, because he was a safe, easy choice.
Yep.
And I don't think he's going to make any big changes.
You know, funny you say that, but you know what the latest hot rumor mill is? Like here, the latest hot take?
Mm-hmm.
He's finally going to fire Kennedy. Like he's going to actually fire Kathleen Kennedy.
Don't you play with my emotions.
Oh,
I know this Monday they have a big town hall meeting in Anaheim
Yep.
to talk about stuff, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
No. The rumor now that apparently is coming from, and I've read a couple things and looked at a couple videos, YouTube videos of people who are actually pretty accurate with most of the stuff, and the source that they're citing apparently is a type of guy who's been 100% right. Everything that he has ever said has come true. And he said Kathleen's gone at either right before or right after the release of Indy 5, which will be June next year.
Okay.
So he's going to get all this credit for firing her when he's the one that gave her all the power she had
Yep.
to begin with.
That's my point.
And let
That's
her
why
run with it.
I read that and went, no freaking way. No freaking way.
Would you be upset?
What, if she got fired?
Yeah.
I would
No.
literally come,
No, we're going out for drinks.
Yeah, you would have to pull me out of the bar drunk out of happiness.
Okay.
I think she has done more to damage Lucasfilm and the Lucasfilm brand than anyone could have. I think she has taken Lucasfilm and taken a proverbial dump on it, tried to make it her own. She literally stood on the back of George Lucas and said, I am better than him. She stood on his shoulders and said, this is all me, ignoring everything he built. So I have a particular level of disdain for Kathleen Kennedy. I've looked at what she's done with the IPs that I love, and she's taken them and only The Mandalorian, and knowing that they had to fight and keep Luke Skywalker a secret from her because she would have come in and crapped all over that idea, you gotta be freaking kidding me. So I read that and my mind went, there's no way. Iger will not do that because he brought her in. He fed her that. He gave her free reign to give us The Last Jedi. Iger did that. He began
And let her keep going after that.
and let her keep going. So these are the parts that I say. He's the one who said, yeah, for the park, make a Galaxy's Edge. Oh, yeah, time lock it. That would be great.
Well, I'm not sure that was him that did that.
No,
though.
but he
Yeah,
allowed it.
yeah.
Sure, he had to sign off on that.
He allowed it. So that's why I'm saying these things that he did at the end of his tenure that we are now, the time bombs are going off. All the criticism we've thrown at the park as of late, other than the ones that we have, like looking,
Yeah.
those are fair. But as a whole, looking back at the years, those are him.
Sure, Iger's not without blame for any of this.
No.
But, and I did not envy Chapek his position. I don't think I would have taken the job if it was handed to me at that point in time with the COVID. But, when you see your stock dropping the way it has, people get upset. And one of the reasons, there's a lot of levers as to why that happens. But one of them is confidence, consumer confidence in your product, right? I've got no confidence in company X. I'm selling their stock.
Yeah.
So one of Iger's probably goals right now is to restore some faith into the company. How do they do that? Jess, go.
Well, no, that is why they hired
Please
him.
me
Well-
and the Disney adults.
No, okay. See,
What'd you say?
No.
They please me and the Disney adults.
Okay, no. Jess is perfect. She's spot on. That's why they got Iger.
Yes, because we need to be happy.
And
Because
how,
at the end of the day, who's going to spend the money? We are.
and how would they make you happy?
They fix my park.
They fix your
Okay,
part.
but
They
How?
get rid of reservations.
Okay.
Get rid of magic keys. Bring back just a traditional annual pass. Okay. Bring back some merch that actually has some theming and isn't just the same that I see every time I go for the past 2.5 years.
Right?
It's all the same stuff. You don't go in there. There's nothing that's unique anymore.
You know why, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
George Lucas.
COVID. That's COVID. We're hitting COVID now.
Yes and no.
Okay. How no?
They don't have people that can design stuff now?
No. Okay. This is another fair criticism of Chapek. I think if Iger is correct, okay, to me, Iger has a pathway of changing my mind. Okay, I'm not saying absolute, like there's no way
Right.
but Chapek basically said, look, we've got billions of product that we would have been selling throughout the year and a half that we were closed. Okay? They're not going to just eat that. Then they go, okay,
Then put it into your cast member outlets. Put it into.
they're there. But the thing is, okay, so
Then quit putting more of the same crap in.
because they don't have any more. So this is the problem with that. Because anything that you get now, you know when that was designed and produced? A year ago.
Yep. Yeah, I understand that.
Even my lounge flies.
No, but that's a more that. But who?
But
okay,
that's
no,
my point.
No. But lounge flies. Talk about their scale. How often do they run out?
All the time.
Exactly. Why?
Because
Because
we
they're
buy
not as
them
big.
And they keep making new ones.
Yeah, and because they're smart about their distribution, they don't have to worry about making millions of them.
No, because we will buy them. Have you seen my closet?
No. Okay, you're not wrong. No, my point is you're right. You're not wrong.
What?
You're not wrong.
No, but the words
No,
before
I'm
that.
not. I altered. You see how I changed that real quick? 'Cause
Mark, I'm going to need you to put that on like 3 times repeat during the recording, please.
I
when
might
you
have
play
to.
this.
I might have to.
you're not
Like
wrong.
a rap song.
But anyway, no, but with that, there is a better way of doing it. So that's a fair. Another
way.
there is a fair critique. Another fair critique about Chapek. I don't know if he's gonna do it.
I just want unique stuff. Quit bringing back this ugly, like retro, and clearly I love retro.
Sure.
Okay, but quit bringing back all these just disgusting jackets for 175 whatever dollars.
You mean the jerseys, the spirit jerseys?
No, I have a couple spirit jerseys, but
Okay.
no, like I was just there. They had this one, and it's all furry. It's white and it's fur.
White fur.
White fur, and it has like Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and a couple others on there, and they're dressed in like retro high school like jackets, like Letterman jackets.
Okay. Oh
Why?
yeah, I've seen that.
Why? Who's going to buy that?
Not me.
No one. So why?
I don't know.
Okay, no, okay. The logistical side of it is that if we wouldn't have had COVID, we wouldn't have all that crap happen. That would have been selling at a rate, like not at a high rate, but at a rate. And then they would have probably had enough of it to be like, okay, now we can dump it off over to the cast member, and it wouldn't have been that bad. They didn't have the money to begin the new process.
I will give them to the match to burn it all.
Dude, I'm right there with
Start
you.
over.
Can we get one of those Elon?
Why don't you just dump it
Flamethrower
in?
things,
Just
man?
dump it in
Oh,
the
yeah.
river.
Dump it in the river.
Hey
it in
man,
the river.
no, eco. Hello, green.
Yeah. Hello.
The rivers of America.
Oh.
Again, same thing. Hello, you're gonna kill all the fish in there.
Hey, custodial throws their sweeps in there when they quit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they probably
So-
have so much leftover merch is going to be like piled out, and like the Mark Twain's going to be going.
Okay, so let me try to steer this back here. So to restore confidence in the company now, Jess, you want Iger to take care of, to get rid of reservation systems, bring back annual passes, get rid of Genie Plus. However, I mean, remember we had this though with Max Pass.
I hated that too, though.
You did?
Yeah, I didn't like Max Pass.
You want the paper tickets?
I want free. When I pay as much money as I
Oh.
do to get into a park, I expect it to be clean. I expect the food quality to be good. I expect the merchandise to be top tier. And I don't expect to have to pay money to get onto a ride.
I agree.
I totally agree with all that. Yeah.
So no, all gone.
Okay. Marcus, how about you? What would it take for you for them to restore some faith in the company?
Well, see, Jess is talking strictly parks.
Yeah,
Sure.
And,
that's it,
and
yeah.
I agree with all that. Just make it simpler. I know anecdotally, I know, I don't know, probably a dozen people, well, maybe half dozen people that in the past year have said, I'm never going back. You know, the last time it was just everything was so complicated, the reservations and having to order everything online, all your food online and
That's
everything.
My mom said she's like, I'm done.
Yeah, the older generation is not on board with all the everything being driven through the app and everything. So give people options and make it simplify everything, and make it a more enjoyable experience.
Sure.
And then people will be returning, and you're going to get that revenue
Yes.
from all the return, and you're going to be selling all the merch and
Right.
everything else too.
For sure.
And people are going to be staying for 3 or 4 days, you know, rather than, you know,
Fly down for a day and fly home like
Yeah.
me.
Or,
Yes.
or fly down and realize that they can't even use their pass because they didn't have a reservation, and then they go to Universal.
Yes.
So that's strictly from the park perspective.
Okay.
Now, as far as the entertainment side of it, I don't think Iger can do anything for it. I think the company is too far gone. I think they're so committed now to their first goal when creating new content is their message,
I was
and
saying
then
exactly where
and
he
then
was going.
storytelling comes second or third or fourth. It's way behind. The first priority is their message, and then everything else. And because of that, they'll never have. As long as they keep that up, they'll never have a good product again.
I agree with that. 100% agree with that. And it's actually evident. It's the truth will be self-evident, and it is. It is evident, and you're right.
And that's, I mean, that would be a source of revenue too if they would give people a product that they're willing to buy. I mean, how many Disney shows and movies have we watched throughout our life that we've watched over and over and over and over again? But everything now that comes out, if you might watch it once, and you know, how many people are going to watch She-Hulk again?
I never saw it the first time.
No. A lot of people didn't, and those that did will never watch it again.
Nope, never will.
So
Never.
start making a quality product. You're an entertainment business, entertainment company. Make
Right.
entertainment. Don't
Yeah.
try to get a message across.
Well, I mean,
You can mix the message in if it fits into a good story.
Yeah.
Then fine.
Well, with that Peter Rice guy, I think he was one of those people that were into this, sending messages first. I know Iger fired someone else Monday who was kind of in the same vein as that. And I know that he is now breaking up the company into little more smaller business units that are head by creative types, which is good, as opposed to being. He said no. I'd rather have a creative type doing something than a bean counter, but it wouldn't be bad to have two people. You know, one that had.
Well, what made this company great? Walt with his innovation and Roy with his business sense.
Sure.
You have both of them working together.
You don't have that right now.
Yeah, there
Right.
is no, and you watch the beginning of a Disney movie now, where the little intro with the castle and everything, it doesn't say Walt Disney Entertainment anymore. It says Disney. There's no Walt left.
Oh, that's a good point. It's been a minute since I've seen that, but that's a very, very good point. So, in addition to the parks stuff, which you agreed with Jess, and also simplifying stuff, which I totally agree with as well. I don't want to have. In fact, I don't even like using my phone when I'm at the park unless I'm taking a picture. I hate the fact that we have to schedule everything. It's like it's bothersome to me because to me you're out of the moment and you just transfix on your phone. But that's maybe me because I'm older now.
No, you're not wrong.
Well,
and you
and-
can't even get a dinner reservation because you need a reservation to get into the park, and so everyone is honed in on getting dinner reservations. I can't tell you the last time I actually got to sit in a restaurant and have a meal. You know,
Okay.
stupid.
And then you want to have stories and movies and shows that don't
Focus on making quality entertainment first.
Yes.
and then let your messaging
Yeah.
fall into that where it fits. Don't shoehorn it in. Don't make that the priority and build around it.
Okay. Solid points. Udi, how can they restore confidence for you? Besides firing Kathleen Kennedy.
That's a good first step.
No, that would be. I'm
And making Filoni head of.
I'm saying this right now.
Ooh. This is a hot take.
Yeah, if the day they fire Kathleen Kennedy, if they do, I'm gonna be drunk that night.
What?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get.
What if it happens to be like on a Tuesday night? You have to work next day.
I ain't working the next day.
Oh, there you
or I'll
go.
just work it with a hangover. I've been
Okay.
there.
Okay.
I don't do that often, but man, that day will be cause for great celebration and a day long remembered.
I was gonna say that a day long remembered. Okay, so besides Kathleen Kennedy.
So no, it's kind of like a multifaceted thing. I think
It's a multiverse.
yeah, really, Marcus and Jess are I'm in the same place with them. The overcomplication of the park, the simplification of the park, and going every day, and doing that would go a long way. Going back to the heyday, for lack of a better way of putting it, and that's why a lot of people were excited because they, in their mind, said they're going to make Disneyland great again. Mm-hmm. Okay. That was Jess's entirety of her feeling in her gut, right? Mm-hmm. And again, I get that. I get that 100%. So the thing is, talk is cheap for me. I hear plenty of people say this, that, and the other thing, but at the end of the day, talk is cheap. So Iger, if he comes through and removes the busted, stupid reservation system, if he comes through and then goes, okay, this whole Genie Pass thing, we got to clean that up. It's a mess. And then goes through and says, I don't care about the merch. I don't care about what we've got sitting on in our warehouse. It's gone. We're beginning fresh. If he does those kind of things, then I'm like, okay. For the park point of view, and then recognizes and goes back to, even though he started the whole, we're going to make the parks the same, if he can actually go back and now realize maybe a couple years out of it, he can kind of go like, hey, you know what, that was maybe a bad idea. And go back to the individualism of the park and not trying to put everything and shoehorn it all to like, we're a Disneyland resort. No. No, we're not. And that was one of my gripes when that all began years and years ago. Anyway, so that would be one of my biggest things. Like, okay, Bobby, you're doing all right. Now, going back to the company as a whole. To me, he's got to go through and recognize the damage that all the IPs have suffered. And if you want to argue with me that there hasn't been, I'm going to just do nothing but look at the dollars brought in. Somebody tried to make the argument, being pro Kathleen Kennedy, I'm just going to go there because that's the one that's most fresh in my mind and the one that I know the most about, made the argument like, hey, Kathleen Kennedy is not going to go anywhere because the Star Wars trilogy or sequel trilogy made some billions of dollars. And I kind of went, you know, that's kind of a fair argument if you ignore the fact that the box office literally from the beginning to the end got cut in half. And the merch came in and went almost straight to clearance. So those are the things that I look at and go like, can Bob Iger look at that menial micro level and recognize that these are the damaging things that have happened for Lucasfilm in particular? Then let's hop on over to Marvel. When was the last successful Marvel movie? Endgame. Black Widow. What was another one? The Eternals. Oh my God, what a...
Never saw it.
No, it wasn't. Spider-Man. And why did... Spider-Man is the shiny gem in that. Why? Because it actually went back and touched in the Endgame. It went back. Remember how I was talking about Star Wars and how the most successful IPs are the ones that are connected to the original? There we go. There's another example right then and there. So if he can recognize as a global into the IPs, and then, like I said, sell off Fox, realize that ESPN or whatever, Hulu and all that needs to just, they need to get rid of it. Let them go out. Like, there is no reason to have Hulu, Disney Plus, and only ESPN.
They could decouple from ESPN.
They could get rid of ESPN because nobody watches ESPN. I don't anymore. The second I started seeing these sports guys try to rant off about politics, I'm like, and a click. You're a sports guy. Opine on your expertise. Don't try to preach to me because you honestly don't have a clue. I get you have your right to talk about what you want to talk, but I'm going to watch. Tell me the scores. Tell me what's going on with trades. Tell me about the league and da-da-da. I don't want to hear about that. I'm not watching a news channel. So these are all the things that if he actually comes in and starts looking at that and recognizing where they have lost their money and why, the bigger thing is why, then that's going to be it. And then Marcus, you said are great with them looking at Disney Entertainment and recognizing that the messaging coming first, whatever their message they want to push becomes the primary goal, you're going to fail. I've made that argument over and over and over and over and over again that the story drives it. How many great stories have a great message behind them? Look at again, going back to the Disney catalog that we watch over and over and over again. Coco comes to mind right now because I was just watched the other day. What's the theme about that? Is finding your purpose and finding family. The rest of the messaging didn't care. It was with a Mexican family and done through that point of view and with that culture. Tangled, another one of my favorites. It's about a young girl discovering herself, being lost and reuniting with her family. Again, finding yourself and finding family. Nothing else is in that. Who she loves, who she wants to be with, what color she is, all that doesn't matter. It's because the core, and everybody, that is a universal known, no matter who you care to love or who you pray to or any of those things, they all connect back to that. Those basic human things that we all go through, no matter what color we are, any of that. It all goes away because that's what it is. And then all this messaging stuff messes with everybody's things, like they make that more important.
I watched something, I can't remember if it was a movie or a show or what, but I watched something recently, and there was a character he was a minority and he was gay, but they didn't mention it at all. You happen. I think there was like a brief scene where he was holding hands with a guy or something like that, and it was so refreshing because I go, well, this is what I know. Gay people in real life, and this is how they are. They don't just they are. You look at them as people with ideas and things. If you look at them strictly on their sexuality, well, then that makes you a bigot. If you think this person is no more of an identity than just what they're or their race or whatever. So I don't need all these shows like, forcing this focusing entirely on that. Then that's so shallow, and it doesn't make for good entertainment. Nobody's entertained by that. It doesn't touch on reality.
Yep. It to me, it cheapens life. It cheapens everybody's own life experience when you try to put them into a box. And that's the thing when creatives, the one thing that makes creatives so amazing to me is because I don't have that mentality, is to recognize that I have a box that I operate in and try to push out of, and because I'm a logical thinking guy, I work with mechanical things. I need to know if I align X, A, B, C, that then X, Y, Z can occur. Creatives don't sit in that realm. And when they do this, they cheapen the whole thing. Let them speak. Let them speak for their own. Let it just be who they want to be. So the more powerful stories to me are always the ones that are just there. Like, well, I'll take Gina Carano. People want to say, I want strong women representation. I'm all for it. And there she is.
She-Hulk. She's strong.
Yeah, but you didn't watch the show?
Not interested.
She cheapened women at such a high level, it was disgusting to me.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was disgusting to me. Like, she brought women down to such a baser level that if I'm like me being a guy, I can't relate with women because I'm a dude. But I thought to myself, how is this not going to piss some women off and go like, women are so much more than that? It was bad. It was bad. But anyway, but going back to it, let me focus back in. So that would be it. Like if Bob Iger goes in there and starts doing these things and recognizes why the company's lost, that's going to be the biggest thing. Recognizing why. And that's why my worry is because he's always been more of an ideologue.
Yeah, he won't. I think a lot of this is why Chapek's out too, because he was
starting to push back.
He didn't want to play along with all that. But I think Disney's as a company is creating or is falling under the same trap that a lot of corporations are, in that they think that Twitter is the real world, and they feel all this pressure from social media or from their their employees that live in this little fantasy bubble and think that's the real world, and so they'll bend and cave to this small minority of people, and then that's why they're losing viewers.
I mean that's a part of it for sure. I think, but like I said, that's going to be the thing. If Iger can pinpoint and go like, we can't always go there. We can't always do that. Like we need to try to make as many people as happy, but we got to also be okay with pissing people off every once in a while. They got to be okay with that, and it's going to happen. And it's happened to us in our own show, in our own experience. We've pissed some people off,
sure. And
it's never an intention to make people angry. It's just being honest and open with frank and open discussion. So if Bob Iger can do that to me, then he will go a long way to restoring my confidence in the company. I think, and being that I recognize what he did, that's why I'm very unsure about it. That being said, I'm hopeful. I'm eternally hopeful that he will. I'm eternally hopeful that there will be enough of him being out of it that he can look at that and go and look at it from a 10,000 point view, because he's not in the weeds. He's not in the forest. He's actually got pulled out of that. So maybe that can be a positive. I'm trying to draw one for him, is that he hasn't been in that mix as deep as he was before. Right. So maybe now he's gained a new perspective, a new point of view that can maybe he will come in. I don't know. At this point in time, I don't have faith. We'll see.
Okay, well, it'll. What's wrong?
No, Jess's expression is like, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I said I just work here.
we'll know in about 6 months if this was the right decision.
Yep.
And to see if a lot of this was Chapek's fault or not. Mm-hmm. So let's kind of steer it towards a close here. Where do you think we're going to be? What's your predictions for the next 6 to 12 months? Where are we going to be? Are your reservations going to be gone by then?
Oh, I was going to be funny.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say bankrupt.
No.
The company or you?
Probably both.
The country.
Like you, because
The country.
Because I'm going by just like Iger's going to restore everything, and she can be like, "Come take my money."
That is exactly what would happen. It's like, oh, look, here's a sweatshirt for you. You've been waiting for 2.5 years.
Yes, buy me one and then two and then two more.
No, if he can, I just want reservations gone.
I think those will be
Just
gone at the beginning
start
of the
with
year,
reservations
honestly.
gone.
Yeah.
Start with that. Make it to where if I get a hair at my butt, I can just
Just go.
go.
Yeah.
That's the easiest change he can make.
Oh, I mean, that can be done tomorrow.
Yeah.
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 That can be done tomorrow.
Just do that.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. As a
And then
start.
you'd be good with that? Okay.
That's my start.
Okay.
That's a low bar, but I don't fault you for that one either. Because to me, I'm going to ask a little bit more, but yeah.
No food reservation or like mobile online ordering only.
Yep.
Like
Only?
Yep.
like get rid of it.
Yeah.
I know that
No,
they've
not-
they've
No,
loosened
the
it.
only part of it.
Yeah, the only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like make it an option, yeah, because how many
There's
how many
a lot
times
of
have
places
we
where I still have to order.
Yeah, like okay, I can't just come up here and order. I got to order online, then come back. Like, how stupid is that whole thing?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, so for me, real quick, I'll just hop in. Is that definitely the reservation?
That's
the
not like you.
The reservation, get rid of that, and then pull away from the COVID protocols. Like the ones that are way over. Like part of that whole ordering thing is still left over the COVID protocols.
Yeah.
He does those things. I'm like, and then in 6 months, if he pulls that off, gets rid of reservations, pulls away from the COVID protocols 100% or 99%. And then revamps the APs, then I'm happy.
What if he came out and said that they are going to completely redo Tomorrowland?
Oh, then he'll be king.
No, you got to do more than say it.
No, you got,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got to do it.
No, but what if he
And,
did?
and they started
Then
doing
then I would have then he would instantly go up in my favorability chart. But he had 20 years to do it.
It's going to take 20 years to fix that area.
Sure.
Anyway, I had to cut in. Sorry.
So I think reservations will be gone probably in the next couple months, if not sooner. Probably, I would
it.
say.
I think the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I think it's
me
fair.
too. And I agree with everything you guys are saying. But I do want to add one other caveat or one other wish that I hope he does. And that is, I hope that he understands the value of the cast members and he treats them with respect and gives them a pay raise or benefits or whatever it is that they need. And also to entice new cast members to come in and fill the parks, because you want the guest experience to be top notch, and you don't want to go, oh, hey, let's go check out the Mad Hatter. Oh, guess what? It's closed, because that kind of stuff can't happen.
Yeah.
You know, everything has to be full, perfect, and they need to make sure that is done. It may seem like a lot of money to have these benefits and to pay people to scale or rough scale, but it'll come back. It'll come back tenfold, I think, if they do that. So as long as he can treat those cast members and get people to work there, so those would be some very, very big wins for me.
Yep.
Okay, so that's my final thoughts. Anyone else have anything they want to close on? Marcus, you want to close on anything?
No, I agree with all that. And I'll stay optimistic, and I think that I remain hopeful that he will appreciate enhancing the guest experience, and which part of that is enhancing the cast member experience, because
Sure.
that plays a huge role in how much the guests enjoy the parks.
Yes.
And so if he can appreciate that and make those changes, and I think he probably will, because that doesn't fall under. I don't remain hopeful for the company as a whole, but for the parks I do.
Oh, you mean they might break up the company a little bit here and there?
Oh no, I just mean the direction of the quality of their product.
Sure.
I'm mostly, my mind is mostly on the entertainment side of it at the moment, probably because I haven't been really even thinking about the parks a whole lot.
See, yeah, I think I'm in Jess's camp, but I don't even see. I could live happily without Disney Plus, but I can't live happily with a broken Disneyland.
Yeah.
Oh well, I could if I were the parks just haven't been top of
Sure.
consciousness for me, just because it's like it just hasn't been.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been out of mind, out of sight,
Yeah.
out of mind for a
Yeah.
while. Which is sad because this is like the first time in my life that it's been like that.
Yeah, that is sad.
Usually I'm either at Disneyland or thinking about how I can get there again.
And that is a problem, right?
Right.
And that's a problem that they need to solve.
Yep.
Is how do we get Marcus back to the parks and feel good about it?
Yep.
That's exactly what the problem is, and you are perfect for that.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's about it for this episode number 163. I'm glad we were able to get this off our chest and talk about it. A lot of good discussions, a lot of good points.
Thank you so much for letting me be a part of this too.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime.
Of course, anytime. Yeah, you don't need to think. But yeah, you are very much welcome, of course. So if you want to find out more about the show or want to reach out to us, you can do it on Instagram. You can DM us there, send us a message, or send us an email at info@leavingtodaypodcast.com. That is the best way to get a hold of us, either of those two. Jess, where can people find more about you?
That's a great question. Let's see. My Facebook is Jessica Farfan. Yes. My Instagram is Storybook Jess, and then my Snapchat code is somewhere at the bottom. You gotta scroll.
Okay.
And I don't tweet.
We don't tweet. Although we do have a Twitter account, I think. We just don't do anything about it.
Do we?
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah, we do.
We do? Did you look it up?
No, but I was looking at my notes the other day, and
I thought we did.
we have it there.
Huh.
At the password for it. I don't ever do it. Okay, Udi, where can people find out more witty banter from you?
You can find me on my other show, The Mando Show, which is a Star Wars centric podcast. We are talking Andor right now, and we will be recording our summation of the last 2 episodes of the first season coming up here. But
Okay.
we're coming in the holidays, so it'll be a little bit of a delay there. Then you can find me on my Instagram, which is HAXGOALIE, Haxgoli. And as of this week, I'm coming back to Twitter.
What?
I know why.
Yeah.
Why? Tell me why.
Because a bunch of people just got fired.
Yeah. Because Elon, the madman, went and done did it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So is Andor a 2-season series?
Yeah. 12 and 12.
Okay, cool. All right, Marcus, you doing any live events anytime soon with your rock and roll band?
No, not anytime soon.
Okay.
I've been lacking motivation, but well, yeah, probably come spring I'll start I'm going to try to get some shows going next
Okay.
summer. I really
Want to
need
go?
to.
Want to go?
Yeah, keep on me because if I don't have any motivation, I won't do anything.
Yeah, we're going to do the weekly,
Yeah.
when's your next show?
Yes, please do
Okay.
because I'm a lazy man.
Oh, man.
So do you want to be found? Can people find you?
Just go to your local bank, hang out, and
You're gonna come
be in
rolling
the
through, right?
I'll be in the vault.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
No, I'm. Or you can find me on Instagram, Marcus Butler. I spell Marcus wrong, so
That's right.
yeah. Sorry about that. Hippie parents.
Parents. Well, excellent. Okay, well, again, thank you so much for listening to us. It means everything to us, and we will see you soon. Adventures out there. We love you. We'll see you in the parks.
Bye-bye.
So long.
See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Disneyland is now ending its normal operating day. We hope you enjoy your visit to the Magic Kingdom and that the memories you've made will bring you back again soon.
Have I been wrong so far?
About what, this or other things?
No, this.
Oh, okay, because there's a list.
No, I've been wrong about other things. I'm not an imperfect man. But have I been wrong about this? I think I've pretty much called everything.
Yes,
I wanted.
you have been.
Sure, it can't be any worse than your whiskey and Coke from yesterday morning. Think of a banana.
Does it help? Okay.
Always does. Every time. Don't ask me why. But you
Yeah.
make me hot. It's so close, I can feel it.
Kitty.
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Boy, was my face red.